I'd like to welcome y'all here. Boy, this is a big crowd, and it's good to see y'all here. I know y'all are all here for various reasons, but it's always good to have the public with us today. Are there any additions to today's agenda? Okay, there are none. Are there any comments on today's agenda, on any item that we're going to go through? Are there any public comments? Okay, let the record reflect there are none. The first thing we have is adopt the minutes of the Minden City Council regular session held on January 8th, 2024. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Have a motion from Councilman Roy.
Second.
A second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any discussion on the minutes? There being none, let's vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next, we have item 2, appointments, Deputy Chiefs of Police. Y'all know back in the spring, we appointed interim police chief Taka Harrison, and in the summer, we appointed an interim deputy chief of police, Chris Cheatham. So they have passed their test, and Chief MacGyver is recommending that we permanently appoint Taka Harrison as Deputy Chief of Police, Department 10, Police Department, and Chris Cheatham, Deputy Chief of Police also. So can I get a motion we do this?
On the recommendation of Police Chief Jared MacGyver, I move to appoint Taka Harrison and Christopher A. Cheatham as Deputy Chiefs of Police as presented.
Have a motion from Councilman Miles.
Second.
Second from Councilman Pendergrass. Any discussion on this? Okay, before we vote, you two just go ahead and stand up. We'll just turn the heat up a little. All right. Yes. Absolutely. If y'all get approved, we want you to come up front. Let's vote. I'd like to introduce our 2 new Deputy Chief of Police. Y'all come on. All right, congratulations, guys. Next, we have item 3, appointment to the Minden Planning Commission. It says here appoint Joey Fry, but I think it needs to say Joey P. Fry to the Minden Planning Commission to fill the unexpired term of Steve Wilson, whose term will expire in July 2024. Steve moved out of the city limits, so his spot is vacant. What's the wishes of the council?
Upon the recommendation of building official Brent Cooley, I move to appoint Joey P. Fry to the Minden Planning Commission to fill the unexpired term through July of 24 as presented.
Have a motion from Councilman Roy.
Second.
Second from Councilman Pendergrass. Any discussion on this? All right, there being none, let's vote. Okay, motion passes. Congratulations, sir. I know that that is a hard position to fill, and we appreciate you. Next, we have agenda item 4, adopt resolution establishing fees for the collection and disposal of garbage and refuse pursuant to section 74-7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Minden, State of Louisiana. Basically, the City of Minden has a trash contract that we entered into, and now we're on our 3rd year. The first 2 years, we didn't have an increase. There was no increase in the contract. The contract has a CPI, Consumer Price Index adjustment built in, and it went up, and in order to cover those costs, we're gonna have to increase the cost to the citizens, and any trash users by 50 cents a month. So it wasn't bad, but we would like to keep the cost in line with what we're paying for that. So again, it's an increase of 50 cents. So if you're a resident, it goes from $17 to $17.50. If you're a business, I believe it goes from $19 to $19.50. If you live in an apartment, I think it goes from $15.50 to $16. So it's not a big increase, but we would like to continue to adjust it according to the percentage. What's the wishes of the council? Have a motion from Councilman Miles.
Second.
Second from Councilman Thomas. Any discussion on this? Okay, there being none, let's vote. Carries unanimously. Next, we have item 5, adopt a resolution declaring certain city of Minden property as surplus and fixing the terms of the sale. We have a list of surplus items. It's mainly, in fact, it is only used vehicles. If you got the attachment of the list, we need to remove the last one on the list, which is a used 2020 Dodge Ram 1500. We certainly don't want to surplus out a vehicle that new, so that needs to be removed. But the rest of the list, just for the record, is as presented. What's the wishes of the council?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilwoman Mitchell and a second from Councilman Roy. Any discussion on this? There being none, let's vote. Motion passed unanimously. Next, we have item 6, adopt ordinance number 1141, an ordinance to abandon the 120-foot by 20-foot alley lying between lots 24 and 25 of the Williamson-Jones survey. We received a letter, I think it was at the end of last year, and you have it in your folder, from Mr. Ricky Thomas and Mr. Chris Odom, requesting we abandon that alley between their two adjoining properties. This is between Main Street and Green Street. Can I get a motion we do this?
So moved.
Have a motion from Mr. Thomas and a second from Councilman Pendergrass. Any discussion on this? Okay, there being none, let's vote. Motion passed unanimously. Next, we have item 7, adopt ordinance 1142, an ordinance to declare Green Street a one-way street between West Union Street and Pine Street. So on the street behind Main Street is Green Street, and it runs from East Union to Pine Street. We've had a few issues raised about I would say a good way to put it would be sloppy parking and just several different issues that's come up. And so several of the business people over there have approached me and Councilman Thomas and several of us about brainstorming solutions. And what we came up with the police chief and the fire chief, just to keep everything safe, traffic flowing properly, and people parking appropriately, we would like to change that street to a one-way street headed from east to west, and make appropriate parking places where we can on the north side, have no parking on the south side, and put up some no parking signs along the buildings there. So that is the plan on Green Street. Again, it's become very clear that that's what the businesses in Main Street as a consensus want. So can I get a motion we do this?
I move to adopt the ordinance number 1142, an ordinance to declare Green Street a one-way street as presented.
I have a motion from Councilman Thomas,
Second.
second from Councilman Roy. Any discussion on this? Okay, let's vote on that. Motion passed unanimously. Next, we have item 8. Again, this is a speed limit change on Green Street. If you've ever been down Green Street, I just can't fathom anybody speeding through there. But apparently, with all that sloppy parking, people are bobbing and weaving through there and just flying through. So it's been requested that we put, there is no posted speed limit on that road. It's been requested that we post one, and the police department has suggested a reasonable speed limit through there is 10 miles an hour. So can I get a motion on this?
So motion.
I got a motion from Councilman Thomas.
Second.
Second from Councilwoman Mitchell. Any discussion on this? All right, there being none, let's vote.
Raise your hand, sir.
Oh, is there a problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Different sheet.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, let's vote the old-fashioned way by raising of the hands. Carries unanimously.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Next, we have item 9, authority for Mayor Cox to enter into a local service agreement between the City of Minden and the Parish of Webster. So, the state has really good the state has some state statutes laid out that spell out how we should handle dog attacks and problematic dogs in the city. But the powers are given primarily to the parish. If you read the state statutes, they do give us certain authorities as a municipal animal control, but we're limited on how we can handle making the determination whether a dog is dangerous or not. That authority from the state is directed towards the parish. So I met with the parish and asked them if they would consider doing what's called a local service agreement, where we agree for the parish to extend to us the authority the state gave them and give that authority to us so we can handle the animal control within the city, because that's what we're doing. So to kind of recap all that, we're asking for the parish to agree to extend to us the authority the state has given specifically to the parish. And that's what this agreement's about. Can I get a motion on this?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilwoman Mitchell and a second from Councilman Roy. Any discussion on this?
Mayor, just point out to everybody to know that this is just a starting, because we've had other discussions about numbering the animals that somebody can have and things like that in our ordinances. And so this is where he suggested we start at and begin the process. So there will be more to come.
That's exactly right. And honestly, we get a lot of calls about problem dogs. In all of our districts, we're having issues. So we're working on it. We have said we would, and that's what we're trying to do. So, any more discussion on this? Okay. All right, let's vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next, we have item 10, authority to advertise for bids for the 2023-2024 street improvements project. If you see the list of streets, I would like to, we want to add to that list Chandler Street from Louisville Road to Elm Street. So just make a note of that. Everybody be aware that in voting for us to advertise for bids for the street improvements project, that we'd like to add Chandler from Louisville Road to Elm Street. In addition to, we're going to be voting on Fort Street from East Union Street to Homer Road, Germantown Road from Kennon Street to the city limits, Mignon Street from Towton to East Union Street, Towton Street from East Street to East Union Street, and West Street from Shreveport Road to the dead end. So those are the ones. What's the wishes of the council?
So move.
Have a motion from Councilman Roy and a second from Councilman Miles. Any discussion on this? All right, there being none, let's vote. Motion passes unanimously. Next, we have item 11, personnel, Minden Police Department, new hire, Jessica Thompson, full-time police officer with the Minden Police Department. Is Jessica here? Oh, okay. This is Jessica back there. What's the wishes of the council?
On the recommendation of Police Chief Jared McIver, I move to confirm Jessica Thompson as a full-time police officer in the Minden Police Department, subject to passing all applicable tests.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman Pendergrass, second from Councilman Miles. Any discussion on this? All right, there being none, let's vote. Guys, we have a unanimously voted on brand-new Minden police officer. Y'all give her a hand, please. Welcome to the team, officer. Next, we have item 12, the budget financial report for December 2023. Our city clerk, Miss Mulaney Langford.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well. We did place a copy of December's budget report on y'all's desk for review. To start the night, I have the sales tax figures, not including the TIF districts. It came in as a total of $781,400. While we did have an increase in retail sales for the month, the delinquent payments for December total for $33,800, and that also included an audit fee that we pay. Cash in bank was $22.8 million, and just to keep y'all informed, the week of February 20th, the auditors will be back for their second round of field work, and after that, they'll be completed, and as soon as they have our report, we'll have that to present for y'all as well.
Okay, are there any questions for Ms. Langford?
I have one. I'm sorry. I should have asked it earlier. I just thought about it. That audit fee, is it distributed, is it equaled out amongst all the municipalities, or how do they figure our portion?
The way I understand it, it's based off of all the municipalities, off of how much they collect. The percentage pretty much is spread out of what they collect for us versus the rest they collect for. And so however, how our volume is for the year versus others is how much we have to pay for.
Okay.
And I can get more information from Miss Cindy on that if you would like.
Yeah, I'd just like to know, it's been a while since I've asked and I have forgotten, but I'd like to know what that audit fee is by itself and how it's compiled.
Okay, I can reach out to Miss Cindy in the morning. She usually gets back fairly quickly, and I have an answer for that
No,
for you.
no rush, no rush.
Are there any more questions? All righty, thank you, ma'am. Next, we have item 13, the fire report for January 2024, Fire Chief Brian Williams.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, for the month of January 2024, the fire department ran 6 structure fire calls, 7 miscellaneous fires, including grass, car fires, 10 public service calls, 21 false alarm calls, and 3 fire alarms, for a total of 47 calls for the month of January. 2 other things to make mention to the council. Our new SCBA air packs are scheduled to arrive earlier than we thought. They'll be here next month. Also, along with the new structural gear that we've ordered. And our newest firefighter will be graduating the Bossier City Fire Academy this month, and we hope to have him back in about 2 weeks, assigned to his permanent shift here. Other than that, that's all I have.
Are there any questions for the fire chief? Okay, next we have item 14, the police report, Chief Jared McIver.
Okay, so to let everyone know that earlier I spoke with everyone with the council and the mayor in reference to our police report on the distribution of fines. And we agreed that instead of just going through reading everyone individually, that the council has a copy of each letter. And also anyone in the public that would like to see it, they're welcome. It'll be provided at any time. But for the process of moving things forward, we wanted to give more realistic statistics of what's been going on with the police department in the city. So what we're going to ask the council to do, if they would adopt and approve the final number of the distribution of fines, which was $12,194.
So you have before you the police chief's police report. Are there any questions on this? Okay, you've had time to review it. It was emailed to you previously. So if there's no questions, I'd entertain a motion. We accept the police chief's report.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion from Councilwoman Mitchell and a second from Councilman Roy. Any further discussion on this? If none, let's vote. And that passes unanimously. Chief, what else you have for us?
Okay, so I wanted to just go over a few statistics since we're going into the new year. These are going to be a few relating from 2022 to 2023. So in 2022, total number of traffic stops we had were 4,630. In 2023, it went up to 7,966. Accidents in our city in 2022 were 472. They went down in 2023 to 451. Hit and run incidents in our city in 2022 were 84. 2023, it went down to 64. Shots fired calls. In 2022, we had 112 calls. In 2023, it went down to 77. Burglaries went down from 2022 from 83 to 2023, 79. Robbery calls went from 4 in 2022 to 3 in 2023. Total calls for service in 2022 were 10,462. 2023, it went up to 13,828. Total arrests in 2022 were 821. In 2023, it went up to 992. And to just a quick side note, I believe the total number of arrests and more police presence and having a full department has helped drive down the before-mentioned numbers that we had just mentioned. So just in January alone, calls of service are 1,004. Arrests so far in the month of January have been 74. That completes.
Well, the numbers don't lie. The Minden Police Department's doing a good job. Are there any questions for the police chief? All right, well, thank you, Chief. Next, we have Sean Hatcher. I believe you have a presentation for us in relation to the Minden Fostering Parade Award winners.
First off, I just want to thank the city and thank Taka for volunteering to judge, and for Buddy also for volunteering to judge the parade winners. We really do have a few of those trophies. We have a few missing tonight because they had to reschedule the ring ceremony at Minden High. So our first award goes out to the best marching band, and that's Minden High School, and the actual ring ceremony.
Sean.
Made it this year.
Our best marching entry was Minden High again with JROTC. Next award is Best Small Float, goes to J.L. Jones. And our most spirited award goes to the Vintage Car Club. Final award goes to a group. Their redesign on their float this year was awesome. Fantastic. Did an awesome job. So our winner of best overall is the Cruise Ambassadors. Thank you. It was an awesome job. Mayor and City Council, think everybody have a great time.
Thank you, Sean.
Chief MacGyver, I think we should have an award next year for loudest siren, and you can get that. Maybe we could get some sort of award. We appreciate all those who participated, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and we appreciate all those who are involved in making the events in our city a success. So thank y'all all for that. I think our parades are one of the best things we have in our city to just bring out the community, and anyway, again, we appreciate y'all. Are there any comments from the audience, just anything, announcements or any, this is an opportunity for you to speak, any concerns you have or announcements? Okay, I'll start with council comments from Councilman Pendergrass.
Just want to remind you all that every Monday when we do this, we have a workshop beforehand at 4:30. It's open to the public. It's a much more robust conversation about all of these things. So we don't just show up here and vote yes to everything on the menu. We actually talk about these things quite in depth before these meetings. So if it's ever of interest to any of you, 4:30 on council meeting days. Secondly, last month I mentioned the disappointment that I had that our hometown guy, J.J. Sneed, was left off the Pro Bowl list. Peyton Manning did call him and invite him to the Pro Bowl, but thankfully he missed the Pro Bowl yesterday because he's headed to the Super Bowl, as y'all know. He made, in my opinion, the play that sent the Kansas City Chiefs to the Pro Bowl. So just couldn't be more proud of him and how he's represented our city on the field. And then lastly, I'm sure as all of you know and saw coming in here, the St. Jude auction is setting up. That starts Thursday of this week. I hope you will all come and participate. It is very much, if anything, is of the fabric of Minden, the St. Jude auction is. So please come participate in that.
All right, Councilman Roy,
I don't have any.
Councilwoman Mitchell, Councilman Thomas, Councilman Miles, Police Chief.
Yes, sir. I'd like to congratulate the 2 deputy chiefs tonight, also our new police hire. I also would like to mention and thank everyone when we had the icy road conditions that we had, all of our city officials came out, I mean, and we all worked together, the road crews, the fire department, police department, and if I'm leaving someone out, forgive me, but we made it happen. We prepared for it, and I think it paid off. And just like to thank everyone that participated in the parade, because there's, like the mayor said, so much that goes into it, and thank everyone for that.
No, I'd like to, my two thoughts were on St. Jude's. Of course, we're having City Hall take over as we speak, which is really exciting and great. Also, to hinge on what the police chief said, I believe our city's working extremely well as a group together between the different departments, and that's why the ICE went smoothly, because the police department needed the street department, so everybody was working well together. Boy, it makes me proud to see that. Anyway, Minden is the greatest city on the planet Earth.